Hey guys, how are all of you beautiful people? Hope all of you are doing fine, and yes, this is the new series Naruto God Level Modifier. In the world of Naruto, Toyota Hiro got the Super Modifier System. So let's start without any delay. Hiro saw Kuinai coming. Kuinai looked very shy, her cheeks flushed slightly, her eyes were looking down. She looked very timid when she looked at Hiro. The more she looked, the shyer she became. Originally, Kuinai was thinking of being able to soak in the hot springs with Hiro, but only at this point did she realize she was too embarrassed. The blush on Kuinai's face under the evaporation of the water vapor in the hot spring made her shy face look even more beautiful. This girl was so ashamed that she didn't even dare raise her head, let alone looking at Hiro directly. Looking at Kuinai's shy face, Hiro found that she was more beautiful and charming than usual. Those bright ruby eyes contained a stream of light, which made Hiro feel refreshed, and the corners of his mouth couldn't help but smile. The styles of the two girls are completely different from each other. Tsunade has a mature charm, while Kuinai is very shy and sweet. If Tsunade is like a bright red rose, then Kuinai is like a delicate lilac. Tsunade and Kuinai are different from each other. Tsunade also noticed Hiro's gaze looking at Kuinai, and he couldn't help but sigh slightly, then snorted slightly, and said, "Ha, what are you looking at, bad boy?" Then, Tsunade waved his hand. "Kuinai, come here." Tsunade knows Hiro very well, of course. She noticed that Hiro has feelings for Kuinai, which made her a little jealous, but when she thought that she is jealous of a little girl, she was immediately a little embarrassed and relieved at the same time. "Tsunade-sama." Kuinai came to Tsunade obediently. Tsunade smiled and said, "Don't be so shy, let go, just pretend as if this kid doesn't exist, let's go to the hot spring." Oh. Hearing Tsunade's words, Kuinai calmed down a little bit. Kuinai took a peek at Hiro, then looked at Tsunade, her eyes flashed with envy, and said, "Tsunade-sama, you are very beautiful." Hearing Kuinai's sincere compliment, Tsunade became very happy, as she smiled and said, "Thank you, you two will be a first-class beauty in the future. You should be the one that this kid loves the most." Kuinai blushed but did not speak. Hiro coughed, and quickly said, "You two are great beauties, no one ninja world can match you two." Hearing Hiro says this, Tsunade glanced at Hiro and hummed, "Kid, you really have a sweet mouth." With that, Tsunade became more relaxed, then she took off her robe slowly. Tsunade's skin was completely creamy white, like a jade, attracting Hiro's eyes. Her slender waist is unbearable for a grip. Except for the vital occlusion, the rest is within Hiro's sight, feasting his eyes. Such wonderful scenery. Hiro thought to himself. There was something strange in Kuinai's eyes at this time. When she saw Tsunade's big and beautiful figure, she herself was envious, let alone Hiro, who was drooling as he was looking at Tsunade's almost naked body. "Tsunade-sama, you are so beautiful." Kuinai couldn't help but said again. "Silly girl, you will be more beautiful than me when you grow up." Tsunade smiled and comforted. But seeing Kuinai finally relaxed slightly at this time, Hiro did not hesitate to take off his robe too. Although Hiro is only 9 years old, the development of ninjas is very fast. The sage body also played an important role in this too. Hiro is now about the same height as Tsunade. As for his figure, doing all these long-term exercises made his body look perfect. His appearance is also handsome and beautiful, not to mention his high charm value, which gives Hiro a mysterious and attractive temperament that makes people feel like a spring breeze, and even wants to approach him unconsciously. Even Tsunade looked at Hiro with admiration. She always felt that this kid is very handsome. Well, there was also his temperament that she couldn't even describe, so she watched for a while, yes, only for a short while. As for Kuinai, she has been looking at Hiro with brilliant eyes. Hiro shrugged and then chuckled. He took the lead and walked toward the two beautiful girls, and then splashed water at them. Gradually, Kuinai put down her shyness and became calm and cheerful. After this water battle was ended, seeing that Kuinai and Tsunade were talking and laughing, Hiro immediately felt that everything he did for them was worth it. This beautiful sensory made Hiro realize that both Kuinai and Tsunade are members of his family in this world. Hiro looked at the smiles of the two girls. His mood reaches the heavens. Finally, after soaking in the hot spring for some time, Tsunade returned to the room, while Kuinai walked side by side with Hiro, and Kuinai stepped on her little foot, and she whispered, "Hiro." Tsunade-sama said, "I will also become beautiful like her in the future." Kuinai looked at Hiro and said seriously. Hiro touched Kuinai's head gently, and then said with a smile, "Of course, I know." Of course, Hiro believed in this because he saw the original work. "Okay, then, and then my body will be the same as Tsunade-sama." Kuinai pouted her small mouth. "You were looking Tsunade-sama, I saw it all." Puff. Hiro's sight just now was indeed focused on Tsunade's white rabbits, but Kuinai accidentally saw it. "This is really..." Kuinai blushed, and plucked up the courage to say, "When I grow up, I will become like Tsunade-sama, as big as hers. So, you have to like me too." After saying this, Kuinai's face started blushing, and after plucking up the courage to say the last sentence, Kuinai ran away. Hiro was suddenly a little bit dumbfounded. Does this girl care about this so much? But it is difficult to become as big as Tsunade, Hiro said to himself. But he felt Kuinai's sweet and charming girl's heart. After coming back from the hot springs, Hiro naturally laid down at home and slept comfortably. For the next few days, he was very relaxed. Hiro heard that Danza has been closely watched by the Uchiha clan in the past few days, and the two sides even did have several small conflicts. The conflict between Danza and Uchiha finally became more intense. Hiro was very happy seeing his two enemies fighting each other. After resting for several days in the village, the third Hokage issued a task to Hiro, asking Hiro to deal with several small village ninja leaders outside the Konoha. These small village leaders took advantage of the war to do evil. Konoha decided to uproot it. This task is very simple. It belongs to the normal task of Anbu. With Hiro's current strength, completing these missions is just like child play. Hiro easily found the task targets in an instant, and assassinated them one by one, completing the task quickly. But Hiro always felt that something was wrong. It seemed that someone was following him all around, making him feel as if there is a ghost on his back. Hiro even used perception ninjutsu several times to check his surrounding, but he didn't find anything, which made him more and more vigilant as time passed by. Although he did not find anything, but that does not mean that there was no enemy. Hiro believes in his sixth sense. And the only possibility that why he did not find the enemy is because the enemy is very strong and he hid both his chakra and presence extremely well. Which made Hiro a little bit worried. Hiro walked back to the village carefully. And then suddenly a figure appeared in front of him. As soon as this figure appeared, Hiro was taken aback for a while, because what appeared in front of him was a huge puppet. And this puppet had a human appearance but was bigger than a normal human. Sasori. Hiro recognized the comer with a glance. A dual mechanism device was connected to the puppet's left hand, and with a grimace on its back, and a scorpion-like tail made of iron sticks out of the grimace hole. As soon as Sasori came out, Hiro immediately recognized the identity of the person who was following him, Sasori of Red Sand. Hiro. A deep and hoarse voice sounded out from the puppet. Hiro was slightly startled, but there was a strange feeling in his heart. Sasori of Red Sand. This should probably be the first member of Akatsuki that Hiro has encountered so far, except for Orochimaru, who rebelled against the Akatsuki organization. Of course, at this time Sasori isn't a member of Akatsuki's organization yet. Moreover, it is also very likely to be the strongest opponent Hiro currently encounters. Ding, the host, please pay attention. The host encounters Sasori of Red Sand. His strength is at medium kage level. Congratulations to the host for triggering a new task. Defeat or kill Sasori of Red Sand. You will get a reward. Modify the charm permission once. Quest failure penalty. Deduct 10 points of charm value. Hiro suddenly understood. The system divided kage level into several stages from weak to strong. For example, Uchiha Ken, who was killed by Hiro before, belonged to a low-level kage ninja. After all, Uchiha Ken was very old, and although he has an Uchiha bloodline limit, his strength was greatly declined. Sasori is stronger than Uchiha Ken in the system's evaluation, and he belongs to the mid-level kage. Although the Sasori is strong at this time, but he is only about 16 years old according to the timeline of the original work, far from reaching his peak state, so the evaluation given by the system for his strength is only a mid-level. Sasori of Red Sand. Hiro also spoke, and he looked at Sasori with a faint smile. This time it was Sasori's turn to be a little surprised. Do you know me? Of course. The famous and talented puppet master of Sand Village, the beloved grandson of Kyo. How could I not know you? Hiro said with a smile. But you are a ninja from Sand Village. This is strange. Why did you appear here? Could it be that you are here to avenge? Hiro's expression was calm, but in fact, he could roughly guess why Sasori came here. Sasori said coldly, if you already know, then don't talk nonsense anymore. Hiro, I don't care how you deal with Sand. But you killed Ebizo and injured my grandma seriously. You must be killed by me. While speaking, a strong killing intent burst out from his body. On the open land where Hiro was located, there was a huge amount of chakra. Although Sasori rebelled against his village, he still had a lot of grievances for his grandmother Kyo. The deep feelings they had for each other can be seen from the performance of the two in the original book. Although Sasori is cold and ruthless, but he couldn't keep his calm in the face of his grandmother who has raised him since childhood. Therefore, this time Sasori came here deliberately for revenge. Kyo was severely injured by Hiro, not to mention that Ebizo also was killed by Hiro. Which made Sasori hate Hiro in his heart very much. Puppet style, cannon needles. The left arm of the scorpion puppet suddenly turned into a cannon machine, which is filled with cylinders containing more than a dozen poisonous needles. After launching, the cylinders on the machine cannon flew in Hiro's direction. At the same time, the poisonous needles inside it also shot out. The poisonous needles flew toward Hiro with an amazing speed like shot. Seeing these poisonous needles, Hiro threw out a dozen flying Raijin's kunai, then his body flashed and evaded the attack. Seeing Hiro's figure flashing, Sasori sneered, is this body flicker jutsu? Not bad. Sasori was a little angry. The cannon needles jutsu is the strongest attack method he has right now. It has never been disadvantageous before. because there is also special poison liquid on the needles which gives him more confidence at snake attacks. As long as the opponent is hit by the needles he will be poisoned immediately, which makes this attack very deadly. But Hiro evaded very easily. Wood style, tree bind eternal burial. After Hiro used the flying Raijin Jutsu to evade, he used the tree binding eternal burial ninjutsu. A lot of vines emerged from the ground, as countless tree vines rolled toward the scorpion. An amazing battle finally started. Both sides are a very strong ninja, tit for tat, brilliant. In fact, Sasori and Hiro are really natural rivals in a sense. Needless to say, Hiro is Konoha's super genius, shines like the light of stars on the battlefield. Sasori was also the first genius in Sand Village, a super puppet master, inherited his grandmother's legacy and even suppressed her in some aspects despite his young age. It can be said that this battle is a collision between two rising stars. The battle between the two is a collision between the strongest young ninjas of this time. When the two stars clash, who will be the final winner? As Hiro used Mokyuten, countless vines seemed to come to life. Under Hiro's control, they rolled towards Sasori. Sasori felt threatened and moved quickly by using body flicker jutsu. Hiro knew very well that although Sasori's puppet technique is very strong, but it was not easy to attack while hiding in the puppet, which created a weak point for Sasori. For example, his movement speed. Because Sasori is hiding in the scorpion puppet, it is certainly not easy to use movement ninjutsu, such as body flicker jutsu. When the vines were rolled up, Hiro saw Sasori kept moving, while the puppet's tail swept back and forth, crushing all these vines. Scorpion is a puppet with both offensive and defensive capabilities, so it is no wonder that he will become the first puppet master in the future. However, Hiro's Mokyuten is even more powerful. These vines are simply endless, no matter how where the puppet moved, new vines kept emerging and attacking it non-stop. As Hiro maintained using his ninjutsu, Mokyuten's trees and vines were constantly flowing, giving Sasori a very hard time. Damn fellow, just as rumors say he is truly an extraordinary ninja. As a genius, Sasori was of course very calm in battle and immediately began to think about countermeasures. But during this time, Hiro didn't stop manipulating the tree vines to bind the puppet, making it difficult for Sasori to move. Sasori of Red Sand, is this all you got? Hiro said with mockery, making Sasori even more enraged. Being mocked by someone much younger than him, anyone in his will be very angry, and Sasori is no exception. It seems that the puppet technique is nothing more than this. Hiro shrugged and said lightly. Sasori, who was inside the puppet, became angry and immediately shouted, "Damn boy, shut up to me." As he shouted angrily, Sasori started using another ninjutsu. He manipulated the puppet to open a special seal scroll. In an instant, white smoke rose all around. As the white smoke scattered away, a new puppet in the form of a human appeared in front of Hiro. Human puppet. Hiro's heart moved. Hiro saw that the puppet had long dark blue hair with a pair of yellow eyes. This puppet looked like a human more than being a simple puppet. This is a human puppet I specially made. A super puppet made from human corpses. This is my strongest puppet. Sasori said with a proud voice. Then he continued, "You dare to despise my puppet ninjutsu, I will let you see my real power now." Hiro's expression moved slightly. This puppet. I think you made it using third Kekkei corpse. You have some knowledge. Yes, I made this puppet after killing the third Kekkei with poison. It is a super puppet that not only inherits the powers of the third Kekkei but also is perfectly controlled by me. Sasori said coldly. Sasori had already turned the third Kekkei into human puppets. Dense iron sand like a black mist, sweeping the area like locusts, covering at least a few hundred meters. Hiro's heart shuddered and became vigilant. Sasori directly used third Kekkei's Kekkei Genkai ability, the magnet release. Knowing how strong this Kekkei Genkai is from the original work, Hiro did not dare to underestimate it. The iron sand quickly gathered. Sasori yelled, "Iron sand attack!" The iron sand quickly gathered and formed a huge cone in just a few seconds. This cone was more than 10 meters long, overwhelming the sky. It was one of the strongest moves he had seen since he came to this world. The weight of iron sand is very heavy. Sasori used the cone formed by iron sand to smash all the trees and vines with brutal force, finally causing Hiro's ninjutsu to be cracked. Sasori shouted with a loud voice, "Hiro, die for me." After Sasori shouted, he moved the huge cone formed by iron sand towards Hiro with very fast speed. This attack put strong pressure on Hiro, making him feel threatened. Sasori was extremely confident in his third Kekkei puppet ability. But when Sasori thought that Hiro would be killed by this powerful blow directly and without resistance, he saw the huge cone of iron sand passes through Hiro's body, and then hit the ground behind Hiro. On the ground, a huge deep hole appeared, and at the same time, there was a loud and deafening noise around it, like a small earthquake. What? Sasori was startled and couldn't help being stunned. What's going on? The iron sand attack penetrated Hiro's body directly as if his attack passes through the air. This. Sasori was very surprised. After all, what happened in front of him just now was very weird. It hit Hiro, but it passed through him. Of course, Hiro used Kamui. With this ability, Hiro can enter his own space at any time, and any physical attack including this attack of Sasori cannot pose any threat to Hiro. And more importantly, Kamui is a very mysterious and frightening ability, can be used to do sneak attacks. This is the case with Sasori right now. He looked at Hiro with surprise, to see Hiro standing in his place with a calm expression, then started approaching him step by step slowly. Sasori was very confused because he didn't even know what kind of ninjutsu Hiro used. What kind of weird ability is this? How did his iron sand attack penetrate Hiro's body? If his attacks don't have any effect on his body, then how will he fight Hiro? For a few seconds, Sasori was stunned in his place. What kind of ninjutsu is this? Sasori was extremely surprised. He felt that Hiro is very mysterious and unpredictable. His attacks could penetrate his body. What kind of ninjutsu is this? Is it time-space ninjutsu? Or it is some kind of special ninjutsu? He never heard of Hiro being proficient in this kind of ninjutsu before. Besides Mokuton, this guy also has this kind of weird ninjutsu. Suddenly, Sasori had a bad feeling in his heart, a completely different state surged, and this sudden bad feeling came from the extreme shock that he was just gone through. Besides the shock, he also felt helpless as he didn't know how to deal with it. People are afraid when they encounter the unknown. Sasori was in this situation right now. It was the first time he encountered such weird ninjutsu. A ninjutsu can make all his attacks invalid. Sasori started getting panicked, but after a few seconds, he started calming down. After all, he was a very strong ninja with Kekkei level power. So he started manipulating the third Kekkei puppet again. He released ninjutsu, Iron Sand Needles attack. The iron sand started gathering in the sky. As a huge amount of black iron sand floated up and started changing its shape very quickly to form needle-like weapons, in just a few seconds, the sky was filled with needles of iron sand. This ninjutsu of third Kekkei has the widest range attack. Sasori directly started using this powerful move to attack Hiro. In an instant, the iron sand scattered all over the sky, and then iron sand needles were densely packed, and with a wave of Sasori's hand, they started shooting towards Hiro. The sky as if started raining torrentially. The dense iron sand needles started falling from the sky with very fast speed, making countless holes on the ground. Although Hiro could feel the power of the iron sand attack from the countless holes that appeared around him, but Hiro stood in his place with a calm face as he looked at Sasori. All the iron sand needles passed through Hiro's body again without exception. With a faint smile on the corner of Hiro's mouth, he looked at Sasori with mockery. Even the iron sand needles attack. The Sasori was shocked again, and he started getting panicked again. He didn't expect that his iron sand needles attack wouldn't be able to hurt Hiro at all. This is the widest range attack he has now. Ah! What kind of ninjutsu is this guy using? Sasori started feeling that things are getting more and more weird and unexpected, but when he looked toward Hiro, he saw Hiro smiling at him, then said faintly, "It looks like you are having a good time, but it is a pity that your ninjutsu is useless to me." Damn it, he has many weird abilities, and all of them are very powerful, but his body will definitely materialize when he will attack. As long as I attack him at that moment, then my attack shouldn't pass through his body like before. Sasori's mind was working at a very fast speed to find Hiro's weakness, and although he was a little scared after seeing Hiro's strength, but he forced himself to calm down again. Hiro's strength was completely beyond his expectations. He really didn't expect that Hiro will have such a weird ability. At the beginning he came for revenge, but now he is fighting for his life. Hiro suddenly threw dozens of kunais. Sasori made a quick move and blocked all the coming kunais with his tail. But these kunais aren't ordinary because there is a flying Raijin seal on them, which will make Hiro teleport to Sasori's side. In a flash, he appeared beside Sasori. This body flicker ninjutsu, no, it's not body flicker ninjutsu, it's time-space ninjutsu. Sasori said in shock when he saw Hiro suddenly appeared beside him. He didn't expect that Hiro not only had the ability to let all attacks pass through his body but also had time-space ninjutsu, which is more powerful than body flicker ninjutsu. It turned out that Hiro has other powerful ninjutsu other than Mokuton. Thinking of this, the Sasori felt that he is under huge pressure. This means that Hiro had been hiding his true strength before, and it turned out that he has one more powerful ninjutsu, which is the most mysterious time-space ninjutsu. Suddenly, Sasori's expression changed a few times, and he only felt that Hiro became even more mysterious. How can one person have so many strong ninjutsu at such young age? Time-space ninjutsu, although I don't know the power of the opponent's ninjutsu at all. But this instant moving ninjutsu is somewhat similar to the legendary flying Raijin jutsu, but what exactly is that weird ninjutsu that makes my attack invalid against him? Sasori thought. At the life and death point, Sasori could only bet on his strong instinct to manipulate the puppets to fight, his strongest puppet, the third Kekkei puppet. Suddenly a huge amount of chakra burst from third Kekkei's puppet. Hiro's heart shrank. Judging from the huge amount of chakra, he knew that the Sasori was about to attack him with strong ninjutsu. Iron Sand Burial Ninjutsu. As Sasori shouted, the iron sand started surging to the sky. This attack was so powerful that even the sky was discolored. Shock waves were stirred up all around. After a few seconds, the iron sand quickly condensed and started gathering together by the magnetic force. In the original book, Gaara's Sandstorm Funeral Ninjutsu used the same principle, but this move is more powerful than Gaara's Sandstorm Funeral. Iron Sand Burial. The color of the sky completely changed to black due to the iron sand. Between the sky and the earth, a weird black layer appeared, and then the iron sand quickly condensed together, directly burying Hiro's figure. Boom! An extremely loud sound came, like an earthquake, burying Hiro's figure in iron sand. However, Sasori still looked solemn and unconfident, because he did not know whether this attack succeeded or not. Soon, Hiro gave him the answer. He saw Hiro's figure flashing and reappearing on the ground. "Sorry, what you just sealed with iron sand was my Mokuton clone," Hiro said lightly. "What?" "That's right, the majestic iron sand burial ninjutsu, just now only sealed Hiro's Mokuton clone." Hiro's Mokuton clone was difficult to recognize from his true body, so Sasori didn't see through his clone. Hiro smiled faintly and said, "The power of iron sand burial is good, but it's a pity that it's still not good enough to trap me. Sasori, I will let you see my true power." Hiro said faintly. The three tomos of Sharingan in his eyes kept spinning, turning into a six-pointed star Mangekyou Sharingan, and he whispered, "Kamui." As he said that, space suddenly changed around Sasori. Mangekyou Sharingan's ability Kamui, space-tearing power started. Hiro only glanced at Sasori, to see the space around him started twisting and spinning. The strong pressure hit Sasori directly, he felt as if a mountain about to fall on him. What kind of ninjutsu is this?" Sasori was completely stunned. "What kind of ninjutsu is this?" Sasori was extremely surprised. He felt that Hiro is very mysterious and unpredictable, his attacks could penetrate his body. What kind of ninjutsu is this? Is it time-space ninjutsu? Or it is some kind of special ninjutsu? He never heard of Hiro being proficient in this kind of ninjutsu before. Besides Mokuton, this guy also has this kind of weird ninjutsu. Suddenly, Sasori had a bad feeling in his heart, a completely different state surged, and this sudden bad feeling came from the extreme shock that he was just gone through. Besides the shock, he also felt helpless as he didn't know how to deal with it. People are afraid when they encounter the unknown. Sasori was in this situation right now. It was the first time he encountered such weird ninjutsu. A ninjutsu can make all his attacks invalid. Sasori started getting panicked, but after a few seconds, he started calming down. After all, he was a very strong ninja with Kage level power. So he started manipulating the third Kage puppet again. He released ninjutsu, Iron Sand Needles attack. The iron sand started gathering in the sky. As a huge amount of black iron sand floated up and started changing its shape very quickly to form needle-like weapons, in just a few seconds, the sky was filled with needles of iron sand. This ninjutsu of third Kage has the widest range attack. Sasori directly started using this powerful move to attack Hiro. In an instant, the iron sand scattered all over the sky, and then iron sand needles were densely packed, and with a wave of Sasori's hand, they started shooting towards Hiro. The sky as if started raining torrentially. The dense iron sand needles started falling from the sky with very fast speed, making countless holes on the ground. Although Hiro could feel the power of the iron sand attack from the countless holes that appeared around him, but Hiro stood in his place with a calm face as he looked at Sasori. All the iron sand needles passed through Hiro's body again without exception. With a faint smile on the corner of Hiro's mouth, he looked at Sasori with mockery. Even the iron sand needles attack. The Sasori was shocked again, and he started getting panicked again. He didn't expect that his Iron Sand Needle's attack wouldn't be able to hurt Hiro at all. This is the widest range attack he has now. Ah! What kind of ninjutsu is this guy using? Sasori started feeling that things are getting more and more weird and unexpected, but when he looked toward Hiro, he saw Hiro smiling at him, then said faintly, "It looks like you are having a good time, but it is a pity that your ninjutsu is useless to me." Damn it, he has many weird abilities, and all of them are very powerful, but his body will definitely materialize when he will attack. As long as I attack him at that moment, then my attack shouldn't pass through his body like before. Sasori's mind was working at a very fast speed to find Hiro's weakness, and although he was a little scared after seeing Hiro's strength, but he forced himself to calm down again. Hiro's strength was completely beyond his expectations. He really didn't expect that Hiro will have such a weird ability. At the beginning he came for revenge, but now he is fighting for his life. Hiro suddenly threw dozens of kunais. Sasori made a quick move and blocked all the coming kunais with his tail. But these kunais aren't ordinary because there is a flying Raijin seal on them, which will make Hiro teleport to Sasori's side. In a flash, he appeared beside Sasori. This body flicker ninjutsu, no, it's not body flicker ninjutsu, it's time-space ninjutsu. Sasori said in shock when he saw Hiro suddenly appeared beside him. He didn't expect that Hiro not only had the ability to let all attacks pass through his body but also had time-space ninjutsu, which is more powerful than body flicker ninjutsu. It turned out that Hiro has other powerful ninjutsu other than Mokyuten. Thinking of this, the Sasori felt that he is under huge pressure. This means that Hiro had been hiding his true strength before, and it turned out that he has one more powerful ninjutsu, which is the most mysterious time-space ninjutsu. Suddenly, Sasori's expression changed a few times, and he only felt that Hiro became even more mysterious. How can one person have so many strong ninjutsu at such young age? Time-space ninjutsu, although I don't know the power of the opponent's ninjutsu at all. But this instant moving ninjutsu is somewhat similar to the legendary flying Raijin jutsu, but what exactly is that weird ninjutsu that makes my attack invalid against him? Sasori thought. At the life and death point, Sasori could only bet on his strong instinct to manipulate the puppets to fight, his strongest puppet, the third Kekkei puppet. Suddenly a huge amount of chakra burst from third Kekkei's puppet. Hiro's heart shrank. Judging from the huge amount of chakra, he knew that the Sasori was about to attack him with strong ninjutsu. Iron Sand Burial Ninjutsu. As Sasori shouted, the iron sand started surging to the sky. This attack was so powerful that even the sky was discolored. Shock waves were stirred up all around. After a few seconds, the iron sand quickly condensed and started gathering together by the magnetic force. In the original book, Gaara's Sandstorm Funeral Ninjutsu used the same principle, but this move is more powerful than Gaara's Sandstorm Funeral. Iron Sand Burial. The color of the sky completely changed to black due to the iron sand. Between the sky and the earth, a weird black layer appeared, and then the iron sand quickly condensed together, directly burying Hiro's figure. Boom! An extremely loud sound came, like an earthquake, burying Hiro's figure in iron sand. However, Sasori still looked solemn and unconfident, because he did not know whether this attack succeeded or not. Soon, Hiro gave him the answer. He saw Hiro's figure flashing and reappearing on the ground. "Sorry, what you just sealed with iron sand was my Mokyuten clone," Hiro said lightly. "What?" "That's right, the majestic iron sand burial ninjutsu, just now only sealed Hiro's Mokyuten clone." Hiro's Mokyuten clone was difficult to recognize from his true body, so Sasori didn't see through his clone. Hiro smiled faintly and said, "The power of Iron Sand Burial is good, but it's a pity that it's still not good enough to trap me. Sasori, I will let you see my true power." Hiro said faintly. The three tomos of Sharingan in his eyes kept spinning, turning into a six-pointed star Mangekyo Sharingan, and he whispered, "Kamui." As he said that, space suddenly changed around Sasori. Mangekyo Sharingan's ability Kamui, space-tearing power started. Hiro only glanced at Sasori, to see the space around him started twisting and spinning. The strong pressure hit Sasori directly. He felt as if a mountain about to fall on him. What kind of ninjutsu is this? Sasori was completely stunned. Congratulations to the host for successfully repelling Sasori of the red sand, and obtaining a charmed value modification permission. Suddenly the female voice of the system rang in Hiro's ears. Finally got charmed value modification permission. The charm attribute is indeed a good thing, which can quickly increase the favor of beautiful women. Hiro is very clear about this, so Hiro did not hesitate to accept it and entered the modifier space directly. Congratulations to the host for obtaining charmed value modification permission, which can increase the charm value of the host by 10 points. Do you want to use it? The voice of the system came, and Hiro did not hesitate and said, "Use it immediately." Congratulations to the host, the charm value increased by 10 points. Hiro's charm value increased again. Hiro looked in the mirror and found that his appearance seemed to have undergone an extremely subtle change. The indescribable temperament on his body became more mysterious than before, especially the pair of eyes, clear and pure, which made him look even more handsome. Charm value has increased again, not bad. Hiro felt very good at each time his charm value increased in it. After all, the charm attribute is a special attribute, and its benefits are obvious. Who doesn't want to have beautiful women around him, and especially those who came with their own free will? The higher the charm value will reach, the more popular he will become. Hiro was very satisfied with the charmed value modification permission. Seeing that the time was already very late, Hiro laid on his bed and entered the dream world after a few seconds. Early the next morning, Hiro woke up and went to the Hokage building as usual. But Hiro didn't wear his Anbu mask, which made the girls along the way see his new handsome face. Hiro-sama is so handsome, look at him, he is cold and handsome, he is very handsome. Hiro heard the comments from a distance. Yeah, it deserves to be the first genius in the village. I heard that even both Minato-sama and Orochimaru-sama were far inferior to him when they were at his age. The earliest graduation record in the ninja school. At age of 9, he killed a powerful Kage-level ninja like Ibizo and also has rescued the village from crisis, restrained the riots of Kyuubi. Hiro-sama is our Konoha village hero. A young girl was telling Hiro's deeds. These girls were talking to each other as they were looking at Hiro. Suddenly a young girl ran from the crowd toward Hiro and gave him a love letter directly, and then ran away shyly. Hiro was speechless. These girls are getting bolder and bolder. They even gave him love letters on the street. At the same time, not only girls but also some shops owners gave gifts to Hiro, as they said, "Hiro-sama, these are some snacks in our store, you can try it. Hiro-sama, please try this delicious barbecue. There are also fresh vegetables." These shops owners gave many things to him. Hiro politely declined at first, but the shop's owners insisted. Hiro had no choice but to accept. When Hiro walked to the Hokage building, he was already carrying a large bag filled with different kinds of gifts and foods. This feeling of being loved by the whole village seems to be an amazing thing. Now Hiro's charm can be described with 2 words, lady killer, whatever they are, big or small girls. In addition to Hiro's reputation in Konoha, which makes this situation appear. Whatever it is, Minato or Orochimaru or other young genius handsome ninjas, they cannot get such treatment. At the entrance of the Hokage building. Captain, what are you carrying? The guard was still Hiro's subordinate, Kurosawa. He couldn't help but ask as he saw Hiro's left and right hands were full of a lot of gifts. Hiro passed the gifts that the shop's owners and the girls gave to him to Hyuga Kurosawa, and said, "It's all from the villagers. You help me take them to my house." The villagers. Kurosawa was stunned, then said with an awed voice in his heart, as expected of Hiro-sama, the strongest ninja in our generation. Well, today Hiro-sama is a little different from the past. He looks more handsome and outstanding than before. Even Kurosawa noticed the changes in Hiro. System rewards bring many benefits. Hiro didn't say anything else and directly entered the Hokage building. Inside the Hokage office, Danza and Sundame are facing each other. The tense and solemn atmosphere will make anyone think that there is something wrong between the two, as if they are about to fight. Danza, how many times I have to say, don't provoke Uchiha clan if not necessary. Anyway, Uchiha is also part of our village, and more importantly, the current combat power in the village has a shortage. We have to face the 3 ninja villages at the same time. Do you understand? Sundame slapped the table abruptly, making tea on the table splashed out. Danza sneered and said, "Hiruzen, it is because of your weakness that the village will face such a situation. Konoha should take a tough attitude." The Uchiha clan's ambitions started becoming more and more uncontrollable. "Shut up," Danza said coldly. "You are the bright side of Konoha, and I am the root in the dark. We are destined to act differently, and I do not need you to evaluate my behavior." Hiro's heart moved a little bit when he heard this sentence. Danza's words came out from the bottom of his heart, but it's a pity that the situation right now is completely different from the original one in the anime. Hiro believes that Sundame will never let Danza make such moves under his nose. Enough, Danza. Starting today, you are not allowed to take or give any order. All the major events must be reported to me before making a decision. I am the Sundame Hokage. Fine. Danza snorted heavily. The intense conversation between the two finally came to end. Danza pushed the door open and saw Hiro was standing outside. Danza was surprised a little bit. He gave Hiro a cold glance and then left. Hiro looked at Danza's back, leaving with a calm expression. "Hiro-kun, come in, I just want to call you here." Sundame let out a sad sigh, and then let Hiro in. "Yes, Hokage-sama." Hiro entered the Hokage office. Currently, the Hidden Mist village is in a very tense war situation. We are also in a confrontation with the Hidden Cloud village. I have received hundreds of reports from the front lines today. Hiro saw the Sundame taking out a thick stack of battle reports as he said. Hiro's heart was stunned. It looks that Konoha's battle situation is very bad, and if the situation goes on like this, then Konoha's fighting power will completely be exhausted. So in the current situation, maybe it's time for him to join the battlefield. Minato is leading our Konoha ninja unit at the battlefield of Cloud Village. Shinku and Jiraiya are in Mist Village. Mist Village not only has Sundame Mitsukage but also the 7 swordsmen. They are very strong ninjas. Sundame sighed. Hiro nodded his head in agreement. At this time, there are still many powerful ninjas in Hidden Mist Village. but the 7 ninja swordsmen were finally killed by Might Dewey after opening the last gate of Hakemon Tonko no in the original work. Sundame is planning to let the Uchiha clan enter the battlefield. Hiro asked. Yes, I have such a plan. I want Uchiha clan to go to the battlefield to help Shinku. After all, there is also a rock village who are watching from the side. Sundame didn't hide his thoughts from Hiro. To avoid the direct conflict between Danza and Uchiha, Sundame's plan is for the Uchiha clan to enter the battle. Hiro didn't care, because he knows when the Uchiha clan enters the battlefield, Uchiha Fugaku was very likely to open his main Gekyu Sharingan, just like in the original work. Just Hiro was about to speak. Suddenly, a member of Anbu wearing a dog face mask appeared and knelt on one knee and said, Sundame Sama, an urgent report from the front line. The Sundame Hokage suddenly had a bad feeling. An urgent report from the front lines can only be issued under very serious circumstances, and that means the situation is urgent and something unexpected has happened. And that's why when Sundame heard these words, he had a bad feeling in his heart. An urgent report. The Anbu member handed the intelligence scroll to him. After he opened it, he saw the intelligence scroll was full of special text symbols, which were specially encrypted information of Anbu. Only a few people in Konoha can understand these special and secret symbols. They took this strict measures to prevent information leakage. As Sundame opened the scroll, he saw the content inside it. He was taken aback for a moment, and then he became stunned. The information inside the scroll greatly impacted him. How could this be? Sundame muttered. Hiro suddenly had a bad premonition in his heart. Sundame Sama, what's the matter? Third Hokage's voice was slightly hoarse. It is about Shinku. He was surrounded on the battlefield by the 7 swordsmen and 3rd Mitsukage, then he died in Sundame Mitsukage's hands. What? Hiro was startled. He couldn't believe what he just heard. Shinku died. Hiro remembers that Shinku appeared in the 9 Tails attacking the village in the original work, but now he is dead. Hiro stood in his place without moving. Shinku is Kyoinai's only family member. She has had no mother since she was a child. She was raised by her father, Shinku, and taught her the principles of ninjas. It can be said that the relationship between Kyoinai and her father is very deep and strong. But now, Shinku Yuhai is dead. Hiro felt a bit unimaginable. If Kyoinai receives this news, she will be very sad. Shinku has always been good to Hiro. During his first mission in Anbu, Yuhai had taken care of him, and Hiro also regarded him as one of his family. But now, Shinku is dead. Flame of anger burst in his heart. Hidden missed Sundame Mitsukage. There is also 7 swordsmen. Hiro clenched his fists, his eyes flickered. The character of Sundame Mitsukage didn't appear in the original work. Shinku Yuhai is the deputy captain of the Anbu. His genjutsu skills are super strong, and one of Konoha's strongest ninjas. I can't believe. Sundame also fell in sorrow and became extremely sad. Shinku is one of the strongest ninjas under his hand. Hiro's thoughts were complicated at the moment. He was looking at the wall with an unbelieving expression, as his heart gradually sank into a dark abyss. Seeing Hiro's sad expression, Sundame remembered that Hiro was close to Shinku, so he immediately said, Hiro-kun, please comfort Shinku's daughter and see if she needs anything, just come to me. Okay. Hiro nodded his head with a heavy expression. He carried Shinku's death news and left the Hokage building. With heavy steps he walked toward Kyoinai's house. Soon, Hiro arrived at Kyoinai's house. Seeing Hiro's arrival, Kuinai smiled happily. As a happy lark ran, she rushed into Hiro's arms, then hugged Hiro tightly, and said in surprise, "Hiro-kun, how come you are here today? Shouldn't you guarded Sandame Sama's safety?" "Well, not many things happened today." After saying a few words, he suddenly stopped. Hiro realized that he didn't know how to tell her the news of her father's death. "Oh, that's it." Kuinai didn't ask anything else, she just held Hiro's arm tightly, and said with joy, "By the way, I have made a lot of dishes today, come and try it." "Ah well." Hiro followed Kuinai into the room. He looked at Kuinai's smiling face, although he was worried and afraid about her. But Hiro finally chose to say the sad news. "Kuinai, I wanted to tell you something." "Say it." Kuinai smiled sweetly while holding a drink in her hand, ready to serve Hiro. When she saw Hiro's serious face, Kuinai suddenly had a strange premonition in her heart. After a few seconds, Hiro took a deep breath and earnestly said, "I just received information from the Hokage building." "Your father?" "My father." "What happened to him?" Kuinai trembled. "He died on the battlefield." The glass in Kuinai's hand overturned to the ground, and tears started falling from her eyes instantly. Hiro felt extremely sad as he saw the miserable appearance of Kuinai. His heart was filled with anger and fury. Hidden Mist Sandame Mitsukage. The Seven Swordsmen. The death of Shinku made Kuinai's mind in a miserable state, and at the same time, it shocked all Konoha citizens. Because Shinku is a well-known ninja of Konoha, he has also made great contributions to Konoha and a very strong genjutsu user. He is the deputy captain of Anbu, and his position is only under Minato, which makes him a very valuable ninja to Konoha. The death of Shinku was like dropping a huge boulder on a mirror-like lake surface, making huge waves one after another, which caused a loud uproar in Konoha. The high-level ninjas of Konoha, headed by Sandame, they started taking countermeasures, knowing that this time the Hidden Mist village was attacking so aggressively and difficult to deal with. A day later, early in the morning, in front of the Konoha Heroes Memorial Monument. Headed by Sandame, members of the Anbu such as Hiro, Kurosawa, and the guards that exist in the village right now, all gathered. They were all dressed in black and came to express their mourning with solemn expressions. On the other hand, Kuinai was standing in front with watery eyes. Her eyes were completely flushed with tears, making her look very pitiful. Hiro stood not far from Kuinai. He looked at her face to see Kuinai's eyes were reddish, and 2 lines of clear tears flowed down from her eyes. Those ruby-like eyes were not as bright as the previous day and became extremely dim. She stood in front of the Konoha Heroes comforting tablet that belonged to Shinku. The corners of her eyes flashed as she sobbed silently. Seeing her sobbing silently, Hiro felt extremely sad. Has he ever thought that Kuinai would become like this? Kuinai that was standing in front of him, is extremely fragile because she has been dependent on her father since she was a child and has a deep affection for him. When she thinks of her father's death, Kuinai's discomfort can be imagined. If Hiro wasn't by her side at this time, she would have collapsed long ago. How could she bear such a blow at a young age? Looking at Kuinai's petite body, Hiro couldn't help but feel distressed, and the other ninjas were silent. Watching this scene, they could only sigh softly, thinking of how pitiful Kuinai is right now. Hey, Shinku-sama was killed by those evil ninjas of the Hidden Mist village. Yes, his daughter is so young, and there is no one to take care of her. This. In the past when I performed a task with him, if it wasn't for Shinku-san's help, I'm afraid. Damn it, now he. Hearing what these people said, Hiro squinted his eyes, but the anger in his heart became stronger and stronger. On the battlefield, every ninja will put his life on the line, and Hiro of course knows that. But seeing Kuinai is like this, Hiro felt extremely angry, and couldn't help but implicated his anger on Hidden Mist Village. Sundame Keizukage, 7 Swordsmen, Hidden Mist Village. Hiro clenched his fists, as mumbled all of these names in low voice. Sundame stepped forward, and patted on Hiro's shoulder, then said, "You comfort Kuinai, if you need anything come to me." "Thank you." Hiro nodded. After everything was done, Sundame directly left. Other ninjas are also left one after another, leaving only Hiro and Kuinai. Rin also wanted to stay. She and Kuinai are very close, but seeing Hiro staying, Rin felt relieved and left with others. Kuinai has been crying in Hiro's arms, looking at her pear flower belt with the appearance of rain. Hiro only felt that Kuinai was pitiful at this time. He couldn't help but pity the little girl tightly in his arms. Kuinai was in the arms of her beloved. She finally couldn't help but let her emotions out. "Hiro, how could this happen? My father, how could he?" Kuinai cried for a while, muttering as sadness and grief filled her eyes. Looking at Hiro pitifully, Hiro gently wiped her tears away. Kuinai felt so relieved when she saw Hiro's gentle movements. Then she heard Hiro's gentle voice, "I am also very sad about Uncle Shinku's death. You can rest assured, because I already knew who killed Uncle Shinku. I will let them get what they deserve." Are you going to the battlefield?" Kuinai asked Hiro with surprise. She already fainted a few times before when she heard the news of her father's death. Although now she is a little better than before, but she still can't stop crying. "Well, I will go to Hidden Mist personally to see the strength of those guys," Hiro said coldly. Hearing Hiro's words, she was startled and couldn't help but look at Hiro's face. Seeing Hiro's serious expression, she didn't know what to say. You want to go to the battlefield, but this is very dangerous." Kuinai was very worried. She is afraid that Hiro will also have an accident. After all, Hiro can be regarded as her only support now. Hiro is the most important person in Kuinai's heart. Although Kuinai wanted to take revenge, but she didn't want Hiro to have any accidents. Hearing Kuinai's worried voice, Hiro smiled, then rubbed Kuinai's head and said, "Don't worry about me. I am very powerful right now, and if I want to escape, no one can stop me." Hiro is confident. Compared to before, his current strength is indeed completely different. "It just happens that this time I will use Hidden Mist ninjas to test my strength," Hiro thought in his heart. Hiro's heart was filled with anger. Seeing Kuinai's tears, Hiro couldn't wait to tear the Hidden Mist Village apart. Besides, Kakashi and others were also in Hidden Mist Village. This time, he wanted to let the people in Hidden Mist Village see what is the consequences if they hurt someone close to him. He will rise and dominate the ninja world. Hiro's heart was angry, and a cold light flashed in his eyes. Kuinai was unable to dissuade Hiro, so she could only let him go. After sending Kuinai home, Hiro went directly to the Hokage building and took the initiative to apply to the Hidden Mist Village battlefield. This time, he has only one purpose: kill. Konoha, Hokage building. Hiro knocked on the door of Sundame's office, then opened the door and walked into the office. The Sundame Hokage looked at Hiro with a refined look, then said with a kind voice, "Hiro-kun, you are here. How Kuinai is doing?" Hiro answered truthfully. After chatting for a few minutes, Sundame solemnly said, "This time, I am also very sad for Shinku's death, but now it is wartime, we can't slack off." Shinku died. And this makes the position of Deputy Captain Anbu vacant. I want you to take over the position of Vice Captain of the Anbu. Sundame let out the smoke and said slowly. Deputy Captain of Anbu. This position is only below Minato's place in the Anbu, which can be regarded as giving Hiro a high position in Konoha, not to mention, Hiro is only 9 years old now, which is something unheard of in Konoha. If it spreads out, the citizens of Konoha will be shocked. Even the entire ninja world will be amazed. After all, something like this never happened before, which makes Hiro the first one. If this promotion came in the normal situation, Hiro would undoubtedly be in a good mood, but in this situation, Hiro didn't feel happy at all. Yes. Hiro just answered calmly. Sundame nodded slowly, but then he heard Hiro saying with a serious voice, Sundame, I want to go to the Mist Village battlefield. You. Sundame looked at Hiro. Seeing Hiro's chakra bursting out of his body, he couldn't help but be slightly surprised. He felt that Hiro's chakra seemed to have improved again, which made him almost have a heart attack. How old is this kid? He is already so strong. The strange thoughts and emotions surged in Sundame's heart, and the more Hiro grows up, the more he felt incredible and surprised. Hiro's fast growth is simply legendary, in his opinion. Even his favorite disciple, Orochimaru, who was regarded as a talented ninja by him, and the one who once he thought Konoha's hope, there wasn't even a comparison between the two when Orochimaru was at Hiro's age. Do you want to go to the Mist Village battlefield? In fact, Sundame also wants Hiro to go to the hidden Mist Village battlefield. The Sundame Hokage had such a plan before, but he never expected Hiro to take the lead and ask his permission to go to the hidden Mist Village battlefield. Yes. Well, I will inform Jiraiya and the others that I will send you to support. Sundame nodded. This time, it is an A-level task. I will leave it to you. Thank you, Hokage-sama, Hiro said with confidence. Hiro didn't care for the tasks that the Sundame gave because he had only one thought in his mind right now, kill, revenge. Thinking about Kyoinai's sad and tragic appearance, Hiro did not hesitate anymore and quickly packed up his things and prepared to leave. Before leaving, Hiro went to see Kyoinai again. Kyoinai was no longer so sad as to cry, but she was utterly exhausted. But even under such circumstances, she still prepared some food for Hiro. Hiro felt even more moved by her caring and gentle actions. Kyoinai, as always, still took care of his food, making Hiro more intolerable to those who hurt her. Kyoinai-chan, you just wait for me to come back, don't worry about me, Hiro whispered in her ear. The corners of Kyoinai's mouth raised slightly. This is the first time that Hiro sees her smile in the past 2 days. Hiro and Kyoinai hugged each other tightly, feeling the happiness of this moment. After the hug, Hiro left. Kyoinai was looking at Hiro's back. Hiro rushed to the battlefield of the hidden mist village. Fortunately, Hiro has space ninjutsu such as Flying Raijin Jutsu and Kamui, making his movement speed very convenient and quick. Initially, it will take at least 3 days to go from Konoha to Hidden Mist, but Hiro moved very quickly. So the time was shortened to less than 2 days. Hiro was dressed in a blue outfit, considered a casual outfit, but he still looked handsome and extraordinary. Along the way, Hiro also encountered some thieves and bandits, all of which were solved by him. Holding the map given by Sundame, Hiro carefully compared and found that he almost reached the approximate location of the Konoha ninja camp. Following the map, Hiro found Konoha's camp. Still, he didn't conceal his chakra, so he was quickly noticed by Konoha's perception ninja, but after seeing Hiro's arrival, the sensor ninja immediately rejoiced. Hiro-sama. This perception ninja knew Hiro. Then, the sensor ninja went to notify the other ninjas in the camp. Hiro entered the camp. In the camp, Hiro saw many wounded ninjas. In fact, almost all the ninjas in this camp were basically injured, and some of them were even seriously injured. Hiro saw them all. The war is always cruel, and the situation in the Konoha camp is not optimistic. Hiro-kun, you are here. We have been requesting reinforcements from Sundame-sama. It is good that you have come to help us. At this time, a figure appeared in front of Hiro. It was Nara Shikuhisa who came, and beside Shikuhisa, there were two other people, Inoichi Yamanaka and Chizuru Kimichi. Inoichi had blonde hair and a gentle expression, and Chizuru looked at Hiro with a suspicious expression. Hiro noticed that even Shikuhisa and the two were injured. Among them, Shikuhisa and Inoichi were slightly wounded, but Chizuru was covered with bandages, which means his injuries were more serious compared to the two. Not far away, Hiro saw Kakashi's figure standing. He was also injured, but it was just skin trauma, which is not severe. Shikuhisa said with some joy, Hiro-kun, I feel more at ease with you here. Now we are facing great danger. Too many of our ninjas were injured in the past few days. Hidden Mist Village brought too many ninjas to the battlefield. And what is even more terrifying, they are headed by the Seven Swordsmen and Sundame Mitsukage. I understand. This time I am here specifically to kill them. Hiro said lightly. Hearing Hiro's words, the three of them were surprised. As they looked at each other, they could see shock and surprise in each other's eyes. After all, neither one of them had seen Hiro taking action. They only heard of Hiro's record, so they were quite suspicious about his strength. Only Shikaku knows some information about Hiro because he carefully studied and read the reports about Hiro. Hence, he knows that Hiro's strength is very high, which is why he was delighted with Hiro's arrival. Hiro doesn't care what Shikuhisa, Chizuru, and Inoichi are thinking about. Coming here, Hiro has only one purpose, and that is to turn the Hidden Mist Village upside down and let them pay 10 times. What is the current situation? Hiro asked lightly. At present, we are in extreme danger situation. Hidden Mist dispatched nearly 1,000 ninjas, including the 7 swordsmen. We only have a few hundred people, and most of them are injured. Shikuhisa said. It can be seen that there are very few jonin in the Konoha camp. The number of strong ninjas is just too few, and the number of ordinary ninjas is far less than that of Hidden Mist Village. Besides, even Shikuhisa, Chizuru, and Inoichi were injured. The situation isn't optimistic for Konoha. Hiro's arrival can be said to have solved the urgent need. However, both Chizuru and Inoichi did not have much faith in Hiro's strength. Especially Chizuru, he was looking at Hiro with unbelieving eyes. This kid is less than 10 years old, and his strength is probably a little higher than Kakashi. Why the third Hokage attaches so much importance to him? Hiro nodded his head. After understanding the situation, Hiro temporarily rested in the camp to restore his chakra to the best state. The war would start at any time. Hiro waited patiently. The current situation is very unfavorable to Konoha. Hiro's anger wasn't decreasing at all, and he couldn't wait to tear the Hidden Mist Village ninjas apart. While thinking about those, he started falling into a deep sleep slowly. Early the following day, after Hiro washed briefly, he saw the ninjas gathered in the camp. Hiro walked out of his tent and saw everyone waiting in a straight line. Inoichi stood in the field. His hands formed a special knot as if he was sensing the surrendering. He said, "The hidden mist ninjas are here." This time the leading ninja is an elite jonin known as Ruishan. His strength is only under the 7 swordsmen and 3rd Mitsukage. There are also dozen of misty elite ninjas around him. Inoichi is a sensor ninja, and he is very proficient in perception ninjutsu. It was precisely because of his perception that Konoha ninjas have resolved the crisis several times. Otherwise, the casualties would be even more serious. Ruishan. Hiro had never heard of this name, but after hearing the introduction of Inoichi, this ninja seemed to be a very famous misty ninja. This is just right. Hiro is trying to hurt hidden mist as much as possible, and the first step is to find a few famous ninjas and kill them. Thinking of this, Hiro said, "Most of you are injured, so leave this battle to me." "Leave it to you?" Everyone was taken aback, and even Shikuhisa was slightly startled. "Hiro, do you want to fight them by yourself? Are you crazy?" Chisa has the most direct character and couldn't help but scolded, "Did you not listen to Inoichi's words? There are many powerful ninjas on their side. Not to mention their leader has the strength of elite jonin. He is only below 7 swordsmen." Hiro said faintly, "So what? You?" Chisa was almost choked, looking at Hiro's serious face. He doesn't know what to say. Although the name of young talent ninja Hiro was spread in Konoha, Chisa, Inoichi, and others did not personally see the strength of Hiro, and they always thought it was rumored. After all, how strong Hiro can be, he is less than 10 years old. How powerful can he be? Anyway, Chisa doesn't believe these rumors about him. "Hiro, are you sure you can handle them alone?" Shikuhisa was thoughtful. "You don't need to worry. I'm very confident that I can defeat them alone," Hiro just responded. Now the ninjas in the camp are basically injured. Most of them are old, weak, sick, and disabled. It is like saying that it's not necessary to bring too many people. "I am alone is enough. I am enough." After Hiro said these words, he stepped forward and slowly walked out of the camp, waiting for the hidden mist village to attack. Konoha's ninjas looked at each other, then looked at the handsome and young boy walking out of the camp confidently, standing alone outside the camp to fight. There was a small river outside the camp. There are many currents on the border of Hidden Mist Village. Hiro started listening carefully. After a few minutes, he could hear footsteps sound from a distance across the small river. They arrived. After a while, as Inoichi said, a group of misty ninjas quickly approached the camp. These ninjas were all wearing green ninja suits with rippled ninja guards. They moved very quickly and reached the other side of the river. Hiro looked at the coming misty ninjas. The leader Mist Ninja Army was holding double swords in his hands and wearing armor. He is tall and has a rough face. When he saw Hiro, he was taken aback for a moment and then laughed mockingly, "Are Konoha's ninjas all dead? They sent a 10-year-old kid to fight us. Konoha went down to this degree." All the surrounding Hidden Mist ninjas laughed out loudly. They were looking at Hiro with mocking eyes. The Hidden Mist Ninja Army, headed by elite Jonin Ruishan didn't stop mocking and ridiculing Hiro. "Kid, you should go home and have some milk." "Shikuhisa, Chisa, why are you hiding like turtles? Come out because today it's your death date." Seeing Ruishan's arrogant attitude, Hiro narrowed his eyes and said with a plain voice, "Noisy." This one simple word contained Hiro's powerful chakra. After saying that, Hiro's chakra started skyrocketing up. The massive amount of chakra was like seawater tide, like a typhoon, burst in all directions. Ruishan's mouth opened wide from the shock as he stood in his place without moving, as if he was frozen. Shikuhisa, who was standing not far away, was shocked. However, Chisa was filled with anger when he heard Ruishan's mockery. Holding a ninja sword in his hand, he started rushing forward, but after a few steps, he felt as if he was running in mud, so just after a few steps, he could not move at all. Inoichi felt Hiro's terrifying amount of chakra. How can this be possible? Is he just a 9-year-old kid? Hiro stood in front of the camp. The pressure he released made them feel as if a mountain was pressing on them. That's it guys, hope you like the video. Make sure you like, share and subscribe the channel. And also tell me your recommendation in the comment section down below. Thanks for watching.